Welcome back to the vendor table.
Hello.
Got that snooky puff going on right there. It's very, very 2000s hair for you.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of like Spice Girlsy.
You know what I noticed? So, scrolling through the clips, you have not had the same hairstyle in every consistent session. Like your hair has always changed from session to session.
It's never the same color. Well, color fades.
Never the same color, the same length. You do it really straight. You do it curly, hair up, hair down. I've seen you with 100 different hairstyles.
I'm a very versatile hair girl.
You are. You are. And here I am, Vanilla Mike.
You're a boy. It's okay.
That's fine. You
did get a haircut though.
I did get a haircut,
and it looks nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Pointing that for me. So we're back.
Mm-hmm. We are.
And it's been a chaotic 2024. Yeah. Good chaotic.
I thought it's been going pretty good.
It's chaotic for me a little bit.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
AI has helped.
I'm hanging in there.
AI has helped tremendously.
Talk to me at the end of this month and we'll see,
we're still in September.
Remember last year,
this will probably be out in October, but we're still in September and we're still in the help. But
I'm still showering daily.
That's great.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you for that.
Thank you.
It's phenomenal. But yeah, it's been a little chaotic. The weddings have been a little chaotic at times. I feel like very fast paced this year. Very fast paced. Mm-hmm. You know what annoys the fuck out of me at a wedding?
What?
When the aunt of the wedding grabs you on the dance floor and is like, come take a photo of this. And it's the little kid dancing, which I already took 100 photos of. But can we stop fucking grabbing people and pulling them across the dance floor for a photo? Please.
I don't know what it is about being a photographer that makes people think that you can just put your dirty ass hands on me and rip my arm to whatever you want me to photograph without actually saying a word to me. Mm-hmm. Stop touching me!
Don't fucking touch me.
Don't fucking touch me. I hate this shit. It's not appropriate to grab. Look, tap me on the shoulder. I'll take it.
100%.
A tap on the shoulder. That's fine.
Why is it always
why are you grabbing me? Why are you manhandling me? I'm 4 pounds soaking wet.
It's always,
you could launch me like a javelin.
It's always the boomer aunt. Always. It's always the boomer aunt. Always.
What, you think I didn't get that already?
The 60 plus crowd.
I've taken 3,000 photos of this reception.
Oh my God. Yeah. The worst is when there's a kid dancing on the dance floor and everyone's circled up and they grab you to come take a photo of it. It's
incognito.
We got 100 photos of little Timmy doing the fucking worm.
You don't notice us because we are incognito. We are there. We already did it.
Okay.
How many more do you want me to take?
So please.
I have 600 photos of this kid dancing.
Nah. Stop fucking grabbing the photographers.
Stop grabbing me. I hate it. I get touched out very easily. I have a 5-year-old at home who's very, very clingy. Okay? He literally climbs me like a koala bear. For fun. Please stop touching me. Stop grabbing me.
I love you that you should wear that sweatshirt today.
Don't fucking touch me. I have a sweatshirt that says don't fucking touch me.
My God. But it's come on, boundaries, people.
Boundaries. I understand liquor is flowing. We are drunk. We are feeling handsy. Don't put your hands on me.
Yeah.
It's not appropriate. You don't go to your hair salon and fucking grab your...
Yeah.
Do it here.
That's... Yeah, exactly. And I'm a male.
Do you manhandle your car salesman?
I'm a male. I get pulled by the aunt all the time. I'm just...
Tap me on the
shoulder.
Tap me
on the shoulder. Ask nicely.
Legitimately,
one of the last weddings we photographed together, I got, the lady grabbed me and started pulling me. And I'm like, excuse me? I actually said to her, I was like, excuse me. And she's like, there's a photo over here. You need to take it. And I was just like...
I don't need to do shit.
So I literally looked at her and I was like, I got that. Thank you. And I walked away. In case you haven't noticed,
there's 2 of us and an entire dance floor of groups.
It's just come on, people. And I know, like,
We're excited.
These are like the people that we're gonna rant about this right now. We're just ranting right now. Sorry,
This is
listeners.
kinda like
it's
what we
not you
do.
guys, okay? Because most of the core audience is like our core demographic is 24 to 44 males and females. But at the same point, this goes towards like, personally, it's always the older crowd that does this.
I guarantee you there's going to be, again, someone in the comments that's like, I fucking love when clients grab me.
Always, you motherfucker. Like, you know what? Fuck off.
Stop trying to sell your clients in our comment section.
Oh my God, you little
You are
fucking...
not getting clients in our comment section. I promise you, you can be honest.
Yeah.
You can. It's a safe place.
Oh my God, you little dicks. Like, cut the shit. Like, you're so high and mighty that everything is you. Oh my God, you make me so fucking irritated sometimes. But I don't show it. But I'm showing it right now, motherfuckers.
I just really don't like being touched by strangers.
So don't fucking touch us.
Stop touching me. Again, tap on the shoulder. That is proper etiquette. You can tap me on the shoulder. You can say, excuse me. You can yell, excuse me, because it's loud. I get it. But don't grab me by the elbow and parade me around like a fucking dog.
Just like, hi. Like, sorry. Like, just like wave, like, or even just like
Hello.
tap on the shoulder. Like, hi, can you come grab the shot?
I have eyes. I could see you.
Don't yank me, motherfucker. Don't do that.
Oh my God.
You know what? I'm gonna put these ants on the blacklist. You have a blacklist, don't you?
Sure do.
As wedding vendors, we have blacklists. We all have them. If you're a wedding vendor and you don't have a blacklist, you haven't been working long enough. Mm-hmm. But most of us do. And it's a secret one.
It's secret.
It's a secret one.
It's not something that gets advertised as like venues I won't work at, because that's a dick move.
Yeah, dick move, bro.
We don't like that.
Don't do that. But you can have it internally, up here. Mm-hmm. You can even write it down on your computer or something like that, or somewhere. But you get a blacklist, 100%. We all have them. We all have them. We have vendors we don't want to work with.
Yep.
Like we're photographers. I'm sure there's a videographer that you just didn't get along with. Okay.
I'm sure there's many people that hate us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh God, so many. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't listen. No, fuck that shit. Number one, I'm nice to everybody. Okay. On a wedding day, fuck that shit. You don't like me, there's something wrong with you. Okay.
I personally,
ego. I got an ego right now for that because I'm nice to fucking everybody on a wedding day.
I like to think I'm universally beloved.
You told me that in the second episode. You know that?
And an utter delight.
Yeah, you've told me that. You told me that I'm a universally beloved. I'd
You
say
are.
you are too. Like you walk into how many weddings where people are like, oh my God, it's Lauren from the vendor table. Oh my God, you sew people's pants.
I do sew people's pants.
Okay,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we
We collabed on fixing a groom's pants.
That's right. Like she sewed it. I threaded the needle because the needle was what a small ass needle.
Very difficult to do with these.
Yeah, I threaded the needle. I tied it up. She sewed the pants. So it was a joint effort. I do know how to sew. I feel very domesticated, but she did a great job. Fixed the pants, great, and they held up all night. So, but no, we do have blacklists here, and we don't advertise them. But as a like, if a client approached you, okay, and said, let's say vendor blacklist, okay, because venues as a vendor are easy to kind of skirt around. If you don't want to work at the venue, you just say you're not available. Usually, that's sorry couples, but that's usually the case. Like, I'm just not available on the date, okay, and.
It's just the nicest way to say it. I'm not going to say
hi.
I'm not going to trash the venue that they chose because that's not the right course of action here. It's just, I'm not available because I'm not available. And that's a complete sentence. You don't have to give any other reason why you're not available. You're just not.
No, I like if a couple reaches out at a venue that I don't personally like working at for, a variety of reasons, I just say, hey, thanks for reaching out. Congrats on your engagement. Fortunately, I'm not available on your date, but here's a list of great photographers that might be available and stuff like that. So I pass it on to all my friends. Yay. But that's all it is. But no, but for, as vendors, we have other vendors on our blacklist. I think we all do.
Just wink at me?
I did. Because I have a few.
I do know you have a few.
I have a few I don't like to work with. And, a lot of people will ask us, though, well, okay, they're on your blacklist, Do you tell your clients that they're on the blacklist?
I don't. I just try to, like, here's my recommended list of vendors that I love to work with and have a great time. Because most of the time they're booking me, they just book their venue.
Yeah.
Photography is just generally on the next on the list. So I just kind of be like, here's a list of vendors, you know, after they book with me, I'm like, here's a list of vendors I love to work with. Mm-hmm. Just be like, throw that out there right away.
I do that too. So like in my welcome guide, it includes like all the vendors, like frienders, right? Yeah. Everybody I like to work with. At the bottom, it does say like, these are people that I just genuinely have great experiences with, that do an incredible job and love to work with on the regular. You're in no obligation to have to book them, but they are recommended. Now, if a client comes to me and asks like, hey, I'm between so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and one of those is on my blacklist, I have said to a client as of like recently too,
we don't really work as well together.
So that's how I've done that. I've actually said that to the client. Like, they were between two videographers, one that I'd never worked with and one that I've worked with a few times. And the one I worked with a few times, it's not personality wise, it was just style wise. Mm-hmm. It worked much different than me.
It wasn't very cohesive.
Not very cohesive, like stepping on each other's toes the whole, like every time we work together. We're a mix of styles, mm-hmm. Okay? So I, like, and it's nothing against that person, but at the same point, like...
You want to make sure that you guys are going to work the best together.
Exactly. So I want to make sure the day flows. Mm-hmm. So they asked me for my opinion, and I said, well, listen, I've never worked with this one, but I have worked with this one before. And personally, we don't mesh well together. We're just different styles, different flows, and it's nothing against that person, but we just don't flow well together. And if you guys like them and book them, that's totally fine. But this is just my take. Well, the couple went and booked the other videographer because of my recommendation. So I think personally, I do have a blacklist, but I'm very nice about it.
My blacklist is mainly for venues. I haven't had that many in my own years of being full-time. I haven't had that many vendors that I've worked with that I haven't really gelled with. Mm-hmm. When I was working at a studio, I knew never to work with certain vendors ever again.
Yeah.
But I think at this stage in my business, those people are lower budget than where I would fall. So they kind of just wouldn't, and they're not my style. So my style and the ones I recommend are of a similar style and, personality to myself.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to run across anyone where I've looked at the vendor list and been like, fuck.
Yeah. I haven't had that in a while.
It's been a while. So it was really just like venues that I've, have treated me poorly or other vendors. If I see like another vendor being treated poorly, I don't want to work there again either. Yeah. You could treat me great and mm-hmm. I see another vendor being treated like shit or ass and I'm out.
Yeah. There's one planner I won't work with. And I've told couples like I actually had to tell a couple, like, you could choose. Yeah. You could choose. This was 4 years ago. But I actually said, I was just like, they had booked me before the planner. And there's one planner that is on my blacklist that I actually told a couple. They're like, oh, we're signing a contract with so-and-so. I was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't work with them. And if you want to move forward with them, that's totally fine. I get that, but I don't work well with them. And like, we had an issue working together, and I will happily supply you with a refund if you want to move forward with them and not me. Well, they chose me over her. So I am very nice to get along with. Okay. Right. Like, if you have a fucking issue with me, that's your own fucking issue. Because to be honest with you, I go up to everybody. I say, hello. Hey, how you doing? Awesome. I want people to have a good time. I want the vendors I work with to have a good time. I'm welcoming to every vendor. If they're new and everything like that. Like, you and I, we're working with a videographer in a few weeks that is brand new. And he called me and I was just like, dude, awesome. Thank you for reaching out.
Nice.
And he's like, I've never shot a wedding before. Like, he's like a college kid and everything like that. The bride's giving him a chance, like family friend kind of thing. And I'm like, Dude, just hang by me. I will tell you, like, you know, everything like that. I'll kind of guide you through it. Like, I try to be like a good, like, guiding source to like somebody new with her in the industry. So if you got a fucking problem, bro, back the fuck up. That's your own issue. Yeah. So Blacklist, baby. It's fun.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm honestly just,
Yeah.
you can't, we can't fight. Like, I can't fight with anybody on the wedding
No.
day. Like, I'm
No.
having too much fun.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot of fun. You know what I've been saying a lot?
What?
Speaking of fun, right? We've been talking a lot nostalgia lately, but I've been loving, like, that videographers are adding, like, VHS and, like, Super 8 into their, like, workflows as videographers.
We're having a vintage moment.
I fucking love it, man. I love the Super 8 movement. Don't get me wrong. That's kind of been around for a little bit.
Well, you're a film guy.
Yeah, but I've been seeing a lot of videographers add like a camcorder into the mix and like an old like early 2000s or 90s era camcorder, and they're adding that in and giving that like that whole home video kind of feel to it because
Cinematic videographers right now are probably losing their shit.
you're losing your absolute mind. There was a videographer I work with, I believe it was Hitches and Unions, super nice, but he gives the camcorder, he has a 90s era camcorder, 2000s era camcorder. And
Two people?
He gives it to the bridal party.
Oh, yeah.
And has them film throughout the day and then incorporates that. So I loved it. I saw the video he put out. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Fun.
Like very nostalgic, like the vibes are awesome and stuff like that. And people like get a kick out of that stuff. So it's the equivalent of like Polaroids on a wedding day. I think Polaroids have become very popular again. I personally do them for my couples. Sometimes I'm just out of film and I have to order more and stuff like that. Like I didn't do it this weekend because I totally forgot to order film.
I just found, when I was like moving my office downstairs, I just found 4 packs of Instax.
Yeah, Instax is great. Like so, like there's real Polaroid, and then
Obviously.
there's Fuji Instax, which is like, you know, for those Fuji instant cameras, which are great and they're readily available and stuff like that. Polaroid like is sometimes a little harder to find, even though they still make like good Polaroid cameras and stuff like that. But like the Fuji Instax is kind of cost effective and great. Like I have the Instax Evo, which is
the same one,
which is like the digital screen back and everything like that, which is great. And I think it was like $100.
You can also Bluetooth your photos from your camera to it and use it as a printer. So that's like fun too.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So it's like kind of like it doubles as a printer, which is really nice. But I haven't done that yet.
Sponsor
But
us.
yeah. That'd be kind of cool, right? That'd be kind of exciting.
Fun.
But no, that's like a cool little add-on that you could get like as a client add-on. Like, and I see a lot of videographers adding, you know, Super 8. Like Super 8 is a big add-on for a lot of videographers because it's film and you could upcharge that. So I have seen that a lot, but it does upcharge.
It is very popular.
It's very popular. I know AJ does it. He added like Super 8 to the mix and everything like that. I think it looks awesome and it's nostalgic as shit and it looks beautiful. But no, couples know like that is expensive.
Yeah.
It's an expensive add-on because the film costs a lot of money to get it developed. Costs a lot of money. Like you know what I've been shooting a little bit more of like I've been shooting 35. I still love to shoot 35 millimeter. But you know what I added on a lot recently is a disposable camera.
Oh yeah.
So like I started doing it for certain weddings where I just attach a disposable camera to my harness and take it throughout the day from my perspective. Because a lot of these couples like do disposable cameras on the tables and stuff like for the guests. But I'm like, what if you gave your photographer one to take throughout the entire day? I did it for the Ireland wedding and I took disposables throughout that whole trip. And it was so cool to see that. Because I haven't shot disposables in forever, but it added a little bit of nostalgia to the mix, and like my couple love that they're getting those disposable photos back.
I think that like, and again, we've discussed this a few times, but you know, it goes through cycles. Like at first, you know, when cameras were first invented, it's like a thing only rich people could afford.
Yeah.
Now, then it progressed, and then the masses could afford to take photos, and this is huge.
Yeah.
Then we move it over into digital, and you have this like instant gratification where it's processed much quicker. You have more of them, and then you're producing these clear, crisp, clean images. And now people are wanting more of the messy.
Yep.
The messy, the nostalgic.
The nostalgic,
People
yeah.
are gravitating more towards the vintage, so the nostalgic, the timeless moments that it's just a cycle. Like, I feel like we kind of long for the nostalgic throughout these periods.
I do love it. So this episode is sponsored by the Legal Paige. The Legal Paige is a legal education platform for small businesses and a contract template shop. They help you get legally legit in minutes. So Lauren,
I've been using a Legal Paige contract for a while now.
I know you have, and guess what?
Did you do it?
I did. I took the jump. I took the jump and I implemented Paige's contract into my proposals and everything.
How amazing.
Oh my God. There was so much in there that like just covers my bases.
That you wouldn't even think of.
I'm like, where was this my whole life? So they have literally changed the game for me. They have made me feel a lot more secure in my business. And I really think you guys should take a look.
Just take a peek.
Just take a peek. Take a peek.
And there's also something for anything. Like, I've gotten a couple of destination inquiries and realized that I needed to change my contract. So you can purchase a destination wedding contract.
Yeah, maybe if you have a second shooter or an associate shooter and you need an agreement, they have those as well. So it doesn't matter what you are in the industry, whether you're a photographer, videographer, planner, florist, DJ, you name it, the Legal Paige has a contract that will make your business legally legit.
All contracts have been reviewed and critiqued by industry-leading professionals and come with free future updates made by the Legal Paige's legal team.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but Paige is a retired wedding and family photographer, as well as an attorney. So she has a very unique perspective and expertise when it comes to photography contracts. They offer education through blog posts, podcast episodes, YouTube channel, pretty much you name it.
The whole nine.
So definitely check them out. Use the link in the show notes to get legally legit. And you know what's really cool about it, Lauren? We got a code.
We got a code. Use TVT10.
And that will get you what?
10% off anything in the shop.
So you want to get your business legally legit? Check out the Legal Paige.
We just want to give a special shout out to Maru, one of our sponsors. Maru is a modern payment experience for the weddings and events industry.
Maru has added some incredible new features, including the ability to send contracts, create itemized invoices, and our personal favorite, the ability to pay contractors.
Love this.
Yeah, like that makes me so happy to have a platform that if I need to pay like an associate or a second shooter, I'm paying them right through Maru. It just goes right to their bank account. Makes things so nice and easy.
It's also so neat and organized.
Yes.
You can find anything.
Super organized. Like, I love it because I'm just like, hey, I got to print it out at the end of the year, send my accountant over for tax purposes and all that stuff.
Perfect.
It keeps things so nice and neat.
Maru is a community of 10,000 plus wedding and event professionals, and it's growing. They offer seamless transactions and a hassle-free payment experience. They make it easy for you to focus on what you do best, creating memorable experiences.
So we went over, but with Maru, you could create and share your contract, accept and make payments without processing fees, offer clients a simpler experience, no need to sign up, just pay and go, and pay your contractors, something we both love. So it also keeps all your payments neatly organized in the central hub. You could sign up for free at maru.us/TBT. One of the, this kind of bridges into another conversation though. So as a still photographer, okay, and as videographers, like we have mediums, right? Like being a still photographer, our medium is still images. Videographers, motion images, okay? How would you feel if a videographer was taking Polaroids on a day, if that's something you provide, and giving it to the couple, even though that's something you provide them? Or how would you feel as the videographer if the photographer showed up with a Super 8 camera and is shooting Super 8 motion?
So this was a question posed by a friend of ours in the industry that, this happened to. She was working as the photographer, and the videographer, which seemed newer or fresher in the industry, was taking still images and also doing Super 8. Or no, Polaroids. I'm sorry. She was doing Polaroids. And this is blurry. Like you're blurring the lines of what your medium is. Mm-hmm. That complicates things because, you should really stick to your medium.
Yeah.
You're going to start like pisses people off a little bit.
I think if your medium is motion, you have every right to shoot a motion medium. So Super 8, camcorder, all that stuff. Or you want to bring the nostalgia factor in there. And if you're a still photographer, if you're shooting 35 millimeter film, Polaroids, things like that, that's your medium. I think if there is another person there, if there's, you know, like a videographer on site and you provide Super 8, that's not a service you should provide on that day.
I think it's like we're always looking for ways to improve our client experience, and like we're looking for little extras and add-ons that you can give as like a gift or an add-on. But you know, when you're picking up another medium, you're complicating things. They hired a videographer to do video, and if you're showing up with Super 8 as like a bonus for them, then that videographer is now left looking like, well, why didn't you offer me this?
Yeah, that's a big factor there.
So it's complex. I mean, Mike and I do Polaroids as little add-ons to leave for our couples. And if I found out like a videographer had done it,
I'd be pissed.
Before I even had the opportunity to put them down, it would bother me.
Yeah, it would really bother me too. It would. And like, I know people are probably going to say, well, that's petty. But like, how would you feel?
I'm not going to say anything in front of the client or anything, but you know, like it's upsetting when you lose the opportunity to create a good experience when they could have done something on their end in their medium. Yep. You know, you have to get creative in that sense. And
I think if you are a photographer and you want to play with Super 8 and you want to shoot Super 8 on a wedding day, then one, there shouldn't be a videographer there. You shouldn't cross the medium that way. And for videographer, it'd be the same thing if you're shooting Polaroids at 35 millimeter still images. Don't cross the mediums. I think that's where you could kind of save that there. So if you're a videographer, you want to provide Super 8, you want to provide, you know, VHS style, you want to do the nostalgia stuff, totally cool.
Don't come at us with the content creators bullshit again.
Yeah, don't.
Their medium is their phone.
Yeah, that's their medium. Stop with the bullshit. Like,
please stop.
Okay. So they're not crossing mediums. They're shooting with a cell phone. So I just personally think, like, don't try to blur the lines there. And there won't be an issue. Like with me personally, if I was working with a videographer and he put Polaroids down on the table, knowing that's what I do to couples, I'd be a little pissed off. I wouldn't say it to the couple,
no,
but I would pull him aside and be like, listen, you're technically providing still images and that's in my contract. So, you know, I think for next time, please don't do that. Like, have a nice talk with them about that. Just, you know, if there's a photographer on site, they're technically there to provide still images. I don't personally agree with providing stills if you're a different medium. And I wouldn't show up and I would make this argument with them and be like, how would you feel if I delivered a Super 8 movie to them before your trailer?
Our cameras also do video. Like, what if we stopped taking stills and started doing like a little video and then posted that?
Yep.
You know, it's...
What's to stop us from doing that? So
I just don't think it's really appropriate.
I just think playing, you know, like you could play nicely in the sandbox, but maybe kind of stay on one side versus the other kind of thing. So it was an argument that one of our friends brought up, and I think that's a great conversation to have. So
again, like wanting to provide extras and little thank yous to your client or like little extra things that's going to make their day better is great. But find alternatives in your own medium or just something else, like a tangible object, something like that. But it's too complex when you're crossing mediums like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I delivered, like, you know, Polaroids and stuff like that and disposables to my couple in Ireland, to Brenna and Kevin. And like, it was, but they didn't have a videographer on site. They like that, not that it would have mattered and everything like that. But if I would have shot video for them or something, I probably still wouldn't have. Like, it's just, that's a different medium to me. So, you know, but speaking of Ireland and epic landscapes and stuff like that, I had this thought that I wanted to talk about. And I was thinking about it because
controversial.
Oh boy, it's controversial. Okay. So I was in Ireland and taking photos at the Gap of Dunlow and Muckross House and at these beautiful, iconic landscapes. Right? Iconic. Okay. Meredith was with me, and I turned to Meredith and I was just like, I don't think you could take a bad photo here. Okay? I don't think you could take a bad photo in these locations. It's just too easy to shoot here. It's too easy to shoot here. And it got me to think about something that, does an epic landscape make a wedding photographer look more talented than they actually are?
I definitely think it's easier to look like a great photographer with an epic landscape. I don't think it negates their talent, but it can definitely just like look way cooler.
I think it can mask their deficiencies at times.
Definitely.
I've noticed through the years, and this might be a little controversial here, but when Instagram started growing, like photographers started growing on Instagram, wedding photographers started growing on Instagram, there was like that rise in destination elopements and weddings and stuff like that, where people were just taking epic photos in epic locations and really just, showing off the landscape, right? Like insert tiny couple here, like at the top of like Glacier Mountain, or like, at the top of Rattlesnake Ridge or something like that, okay? Where these epic scenic locations, okay? Shenandoah Valley, you name it, okay? Where all you had to do was insert a couple facing each other, take a photo, and boom, you had 5,000 likes on Instagram, okay? You grew your following overnight from that. I do think that while it's still transparent to this day that it's still going on right now, it's a lot less apparent, because I think like the destination photographers that specialize in destination have gotten better, and like everybody evolves with the times. So I think with destination photographers, you can mask your talent a little bit because you're inserting a couple in a epic scenic location. But I think the true talented photographers are going to stand out from the rest. Like I look at Jordan Both, India Earl, Kaylee Taylor, like all these people that are just incredible fucking destination photographers. They bring the couple into the scene, okay? It's not, the scene accentuates the couple kind of thing. It doesn't take away from, it doesn't mask anything that they're doing.
Their storytelling is better, is
they
what you're getting at, really.
So fucking good at storytelling.
I think
so
that,
good.
I mean, once again, we've had this argument before, though. Like, doing simple poses and simple wedding photos doesn't necessarily negate its impact.
Yeah.
So I think it's really just like the difference between a landscape with a person in it versus a story being told with people in it, and a landscape as a backdrop. It's two different types of storytelling.
Yeah.
One is more place couple here, and then the other is let's invite the viewers into this person's life for a few minutes. And like you and I have debated this before with like, we've argued about certain photographers that I think are amazing, and Mike's just like, meh. And I'm just like, no, like this is beautiful. When everything comes together.
I've always said, I think you could tell the true talent of a photographer when they don't have an epic landscape at their disposal. Like put them in a dark, grungy catering hall, put them in a place that like they're uncomfortable with, and see if they flourish, see if they could still tell a story. Like we mentioned her, I don't know, a million times, but Heather, for instance, okay? Heather Pauline, incredible photographer. I feel like she could shoot anywhere and everywhere.
And she has.
And she could shoot at the, like on a mountain, and she could shoot in the lobby of a steakhouse and still make it look
a parking garage.
Epic, okay? So I think there are photographers that just
rely on the background.
They rely on the background versus accentuating that background. Or there's so many photographers I love and admire, but then when I got deep down into their content, I noticed that
similar poses.
There was nothing special to their imagery. It was just insert couple in front of beautiful landscape.
Well, I'll be honest, I feel that way about my own work all the time.
I don't think so. I personally, I don't think so. I think your photos tell a story. I just think there are some that have huge followings that grew when, Instagram was at its infancy, that they stood out because of where they were shooting. But there are ones that were doing that are just incredible shooters. Like I mentioned Jordan Voth. Like he is one of my inspirations. Like I've been following him since the Flickr days, and he's a fan of the podcast, by the way.
Love you, Jordan.
But
I fucking fangirled so hard the first time he messaged me. I was like, Jordan!
Just huge fucking fan. I mean, he is probably one of the top destination elopement photographers in the world. And he's photographed everybody everywhere from, what's it called? Horseshoe Bend to, the cliffs in Ireland to everywhere, like Spain and stuff like that. But anytime I see him post, it's not insert couple here. It's literally like the couple is in a story, and the backdrop is just the scene. And there's a storytelling aspect to it that you're just like, you fall in love with it, that you're
That's
like,
how I feel about Gabby Shear.
yeah, like she's another one, just incredible.
She's an incredible photographer, an incredible storyteller. Henry's Diary, we've talked about him so many times. These are
fangirl,
unbelievably talented,
so good,
remarkable photographers who have like unlimited talent in their fingertips.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see the difference in like those images versus another, just a destination wedding photographer.
Yeah.
Like you can tell the difference. There's storytelling involved, and it's just beautiful. It's like watching a movie unfold.
Yeah, I think so. If you're a couple and you're probably like, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I booked a destination photographer, how could I tell if they're good? Well, like
they are still good.
They are still probably phenomenal. It's just maybe they are. We've said this before, and it might not be a
Every
great
photographer
word.
has a different style.
Yeah, like it might not be a great word to define them. Maybe they are a little bit more cookie cutter. Maybe they don't have like a lot of poses or prompts at their disposal, or like they are just like couples look at each other and just face each other, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I would love to see though is that a lot of these like destination photographers, they have a certain look and a certain type of photo that they post on their feeds, right? That's what they want to post. I am dying to see what a full gallery for one of these photographers is, because they might know that those images that they're posting are going to get the most reach.
Yeah, of course. I do the same thing though.
So I do the same thing. I would love to see the ones that don't make it, because I want to know like if there
Have you fucked up?
No, I want to see if there's more depth.
That too. Yeah, I'd love to see one. I'd love to see the fuck ups.
You know what I
mean? But two, I would love to see like how do they handle low light situations if they're not a low light photographer? How do they use flash if they don't show flash on their portfolio? How are you photographing a reception? Not a lot of people showcase like reception shots or party shots. Okay, like how are you doing details? Maybe they don't show a lot of details, stuff like that. So. That is, it's, like we said.
Other people who know how to sell themselves. Like these are images that I think that they're selecting because they know that each one is a banger every single time in terms of what their following wants to see. Not the photographers that are following them. We're talking about the people that are booking them.
Yep.
So they see these epic landscapes. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're marketing themselves properly. But I want to know what the behind the scenes stuff is, like what the other parts are, like if there are more storytelling aspects to it. I want to see a full gallery from these people.
You know who does?
Show me.
You know who does like kind of merges their behind the scenes with like what they do and how they create and all that stuff? Fire and Ice. They're European.
They're amazing
photo and video, but they are legendary in terms of how they showcase their content.
They are so good.
Like, they show like what goes into making the shot and then the result.
We have to shout all these people out.
Like just so good, like so good. And I think like they show a diverse portfolio and like, okay, this is how I lit like the centerpiece, and this is how like I had this couple on the mountain and all this stuff. And like they showed this one shot of this bridal party walking through the girls, like walking through smoke, and he's like screaming.
That was so cool.
He's like, "Emerge, girl!" I fucking love that guy.
Emerge!
So like, yeah, love that. Like, so there are certain things where you watch these people do things and you're like, holy shit, you're so fucking talented. And like, I love seeing that. And like, when I started like this talking point here, it's more the fact that like, when I was in that epic landscape, I saw how easy it is to just take a good photo. All right. Add like taking everything that I learned and putting like insert couple in this epic spot. Okay. I finally was able to say I did that. Okay. And it was very rewarding to be able to photograph there and just incredible as a backdrop. Okay. But like, I was like, oh my God, I could do so much here.
I think like,
and I wonder if other people think that. That's what I'm trying to say.
One of the things I think like makes the difference between like these other photographers that have, you know, they do this all the time. Some of them, they live there in some of these places.
Yeah.
That's why they have access to such amazing locations.
God, could you imagine if you were a photographer in
living
like
in
Iceland or Ireland?
Think,
holy shit.
But also think about, you see that every day. They're probably fucking bored of it too.
Yeah, 100%. They probably come to Long Island and be like, look at Montauk, holy shit. Yeah. Like, you know, but like, yes, 100%. Yeah.
But I think the difference is, one is very aesthetically pleasing, no matter what. No matter how you look at it, it's aesthetically pleasing. It's good. It's nice to look at, and it's beautiful. Like there's no questioning it. And then the other gives you a visceral, emotional reaction.
Yeah. And I think the best photographers do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that was one of the, I just wanted to talk about that for a second because I was like, and we spent a good amount of time on it, but
that's honestly a very mature debate we just had.
Yeah. Like
discussion. I don't even think it was a debate really.
No, it wasn't. It was just a discussion. Yeah. I think personally, you know, like that if you have an epic landscape at your disposal,
it's easier.
It is easier. It is easier.
There's no denying that.
There's no denying it. It doesn't mean that you're a bad photographer though. Like it just means you might have a little easier time landing clients. You know, that's all. So like some might have to struggle a little bit more. Like if you're in the plains of Oklahoma or something like that, where it's all flat and just high grass, you know, it might be a little harder for you than
dealing with
somebody with an epic backdrop.
So I'm currently in like the booking process with a couple who was hiring me in Virginia, right? They have a Virginia wedding, and she's like, we're sorry, it's not like that glamorous or whatever. And I like looked at pictures of the venue and I was like,
epic.
It's awesome. A beautiful field with mountains in the background.
Like we don't have mountains here.
I don't have mountains.
We don't have mountains. We have beaches.
I don't have mountains on Long Island.
Like we have flat beaches here.
Are you kidding me? This is so exciting. There's bales of hay.
Yeah.
Actual bales of hay. I can't wait.
So like when you're a photographer, if you shoot in the same place over and over and over again, that like you get to step out in a different location.
I would die for an open field.
You're like, oh my God, yeah, you send me to the plains of Oklahoma.
I'm going.
Shoot the fuck out of that. So, yeah, don't. So
I'll pay you to shoot it.
Yeah, like what do we say? The grass isn't always greener on the other side. For photographers, yes. Like I will hop over there to that grass and shoot the shit out of it for a day.
Yeah.
So do it.
Cool.
Very cool. This was a fun one.
That was fun.
Well,
oh wow.
Yeah, it was a long episode.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah. Well, okay. Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog on Instagram and TikTok. Mike, where they can find you?
At Michael Sarah Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as
our Facebook group.
Guys, it's been fun. Catch you next time.
Okay, bye.